Hi, welcome everyone to another session of Human Manual. There are manuals for every machine in this world except the most powerful machine, and that is the human machine. The most beautiful machine is our human machine. Let's take a little peek into that machine today. Let's take a peek and see how the human machine works. Today we're going to talk about Chatterbox. What is a Chatterbox? What does the Chatterbox do? Does it help us? Does the Chatterbox hurt us? How do we use the Chatterbox to our benefits? Can we stop the chattering in our brains? So these are some of the questions that automatically come to our mind the minute we talk about Chatterbox. I would say this is probably one of the most important things in your life. If you were to understand it and see exactly what it does to you, it can really make a big change in your life. So what is a Chatterbox? The Chatterbox is the voices in our heads commenting constantly on some of the past decisions or some of the past comments that we may have made. Chatterbox is a constant communication which is subconsciously happening in your mind. You're subconsciously talking to yourself. You're subconsciously making assumptions, making comments, making judgments through these chatterboxes. Many of you do not even realize that your lives are governed. That automatically you are acting based upon what your past chatterbox has developed into habits. Through the chatter, through the voices, the repetition is a law of life. Whenever you keep repeating the same thing over and over again to yourself, what it does, it subconsciously changes your behavior. It subconsciously changes your action. Majority of the time, these chatterboxes are always negative. They are always questioning what we did wrong. Like, loser, you screwed up again. I told you not to do that. I told you not to take that road. You knew there's going to be traffic. I told you not to run. I told you to walk patiently. I knew you were going to fall. I knew you were going to trip. Similarly, some comments, some judgments like we do. Or she's a crook. Or she's a cheat. Or this guy is dumb. All these judgments are what our chatterbox does to us. Within subconsciously, we are saying things to ourselves that is shaping our world. Some of those health issues that these chatterbox created, all those headaches, all those stresses, the heart attacks, and all the negative things are all part of what your chatterbox is telling you. Subconsciously, you are being dictated by a dictator within you. It started off all when we were young. Listen, aren't we familiar how some of our teachers, how they would talk negatively and pass negative comments when we did something wrong, and how little praise that we got if we did something right. I mean, if you see the equation, the ratio, 9 out of 10 times we were being negatively talked down upon, and maybe 1 out of 10 times someone praised us. So all those negative talks have played on our mind over the years. If left unchecked, can keep us in this mental and behavioral prisons throughout our life. It's important to understand how to get free from this mental and behavioral prison of chatterbox. Chatterboxes can never be shut down. They are automatic. They are happening subconsciously. It's almost like breathing. But how do we get a relief from these chatterboxes? Well, the minute you understand what exactly is chatterbox, the minute you realize that there is a voice that is guiding you, there is a voice that is really creating your pathways to life. Are these chatterboxes good for us? Or are these chatterboxes, is it bad for us? All these voices, what can we do to improve? These same voices can actually help you to be more confident. If you're less critical about yourself, If you change some of those critical and those negative comments that we are constantly talking about ourselves to positive comments, like if you start to say, instead of, I always screw up, you're better off saying, listen, what I did this time did not work out, and to say it's human. It's very natural for all of us to make mistakes. This is where you can actually use your chatterbox to be more confident, to be stronger, to improve. The key is to realize, the key is to understand and listen to the voices. The key is to write down some of those negative comments. The way to get relief from this chatterbox is to realize that there is stillness between the chatterbox. To realize and to understand that there is stillness, and not to pass judgments about everything we notice in life. The more judgments you pass, the more your chatterbox gets active. Whereas if you take life as a flow, as though, let those thoughts go through your mind. Let them be like a river flowing, beautiful water. Let those thoughts process through your mind. If you're sitting in a car or if you're sitting in a scooter, sitting behind and noticing those things, you do not have to pass a judgment about everything that you see crossing you. You just have to notice and visually accept life where it is. You cannot change the world. We all have to accept. We all have our limitations. We all have within us, there's only so much that you can do. So the idea is just to accept and just to see and visually not pass those judgments. That's where the stillness is. There is stillness between the chatterbox. The more you judge, the more crazier, the more stress it'll drive you. It'll drive you nuts, it'll drive you crazier. And you will start to make comments about everything in life. We all have our own opinions in life. Our opinions are not necessarily the right opinions, but we do not need to have an opinion about everything. We need to control those things. I'm not saying that we should not be judging. There is no way that we can be non-judgmental at all. Then you'll have to be a supernatural or a guru but there's a way we can control it. There's a way we can cut those comments down. There's a way we can accept life where it is. Acceptance of life is noticing the stillness within those chatterboxes. We are all born with unlimited potential, but we get programmed over the years. We get programmed by our surroundings. We all deserve to be happy. Our natural stage is a state of happiness. God gave us the element to be happy. God gave us this mind which can really keep us happy and content. But over the years, the programming that it takes, the drags, all those negative comments and those conversations that we have within our mind, our brain takes it as a command. If you keep repeating some of those negative commands over and over again, our subconscious mind takes it as a command, as though we want to act that way. Those thoughts are like a steering wheel of a car. Every time when we steer a wheel making a left, so similarly, some of those negative thoughts, some of those comments that we make to ourselves actually work like changing the directions of our life. You will see we have various degrees of people. You could tell through their body language, through their face, through the way they behave, through the way they act, the tone, the voice. All that tells you how much of a chatterbox has been positive for them, or how much have they matured in life, and how have they accepted some of the changes in your life. The key to life is to notice the chatterbox. The key to life is to listen to the chatterbox. Write down some of those negative comments that are subconsciously happening in your life. So the way to reverse it is, let's say, you failed a test. All you have to say, listen, I know I failed my test this time. I am sure I could do a lot better next time. I did not put enough time, enough studies, so I'm going to get better next time. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be cursing yourself, because the more you curse yourself, the more you make comments like, loser, screwed up. Look at the adjectives. Look at the words that you use to describe yourself. Some of those, words have play a very, very striking thing with your brain. You don't even realize some of the words that you do. I'm sure on another subject on another one of these human manuals, we will talk about some of the words. Which are some of the words that we need to use to empower us? Which are some of the words that we're using right now that disempower us? So that is a whole nother session on that. What we need to do is notice exactly what we're doing. And then when you reverse those into positive and affirmative sentences, and to give yourself a chance to understand that you, like every other human being, has a chance for a second try and a third try. Thomas Edison tried like over 1,000 times before he was successful, right? It wasn't the first time that he created the light bulb. It wasn't the second time. So can you imagine? I mean, if he had all those negative voices going over every time he tried, every time. Can you imagine the voices he must have had in his head after 200 times, after 300 times? Can we do that? Can we try something that often? You know how positive and how his whole mental behavior must have been? For someone to keep trying that many times, that means your chatterbox is well within your control. So we need to get to a point where we need to give ourselves the time and the room to improve and get better. We need to change our story that goes in our head. There's a story, there's constant repetition of the same thoughts, of the negative thoughts. We need to change our life story. We need to change the core beliefs and the core thoughts in our mind. We need to strengthen the core thoughts. We need to strengthen the positive thoughts in our mind. What do we do when we need to strengthen a particular muscle? What do? We go and exercise that muscle. So even these core thoughts, even these core beliefs, these positive affirmations, these positive, being kind to yourself, being good to yourself, cheering yourself every time you've done something right. What we need to do is celebrate and cheer ourselves. Hey, great, I did this right. Wow, I made this right. Wow, I knew I'm good at it. I knew I can do this well. I know the next time I have this test, I will be fine. I know that, next time I pass it, if I get that exam or if I get that question, I will have the right answers. The next time I invest in that thing, I'm sure I will make a better decision. I'm sure I will do a little bit more research. I know I can do better. Change the story of those voices. Change those core thoughts and core belief. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, either way you're right. What you have been doing so far has been keeping you down, has been keeping you in this prison. We are all born to live a nice, healthy, successful life. We all impede our lives through various beliefs, through various of these chatterbox thoughts. What we need to do is reverse that. Get the tools, build those muscles of those core thoughts, repeat those tools often. Celebrate and compliment yourself every time you do right. Change sentences in your mind, in your brain to listen, I'm fat, I need to lose weight. 2, I am healthy, I love my body, I am eating the right food, I'm improving, I'm getting better. Things like, I'm ugly, I'm not good looking. To listen, I am beautiful, I love the way I look, I am better than thousands of other people, I am much, much healthier, I am smarter, I'm fortunate that I am where I am in life. There are several voices that go around in your head. There are several voices that are trying to get your attention in your mind. It is the voice that you believe that will determine your life's future. So remember, just let those positive affirmations, those positive voices have a bigger say in your life. Virtually every one of your behaviors is an unconscious process. You don't even know it's happening. It is your subconscious mind is directing that process. What we need to do, program them again with positivity. Program them again with thoughts that will build your confidence. How ironical it is that a man can only through his subconscious speech degrade himself to be dumb. Change your thinking, change your life. As simple as that. Use it like a muscle, exercise them, get to be stronger, and I hope today's session has helped. It has definitely helped me. The more I talk, the more I improve myself. So I hope it has helped you too. I look forward to seeing you in another session of Human Manual. Thank you. God bless.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you think of it in the comments below. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. Thank you.